When you hear the word hacker, what pops into your head? Probably this, right? Someone hunched over a keyboard in a dark room, breaking through digital firewalls. It's a simple picture, and honestly, a really common one. But what if I told you there's a totally different kind of hacker out there? Someone who also breaks into systems, but for a completely different reason. And this is the entire ballgame, the single biggest difference. They do it with explicit legal permission. And get this, they actually get paid for it. So let's pull back the curtain on this whole thing. Today, we're laying out the complete step-by-step guide to becoming one of these digital defenders. This is the Ethical Hacker's Roadmap. So why are we even talking about this? Well, because right now, and certainly by 2026, this is one of the hottest jobs in all of cybersecurity. But look, this isn't about finding some magic shortcut. It's about building a rock-solid foundation of skill, mindset, and a whole lot of discipline. Okay, so first things first, let's get down to brass tacks. What exactly is the mission of an ethical hacker? What do they really do? To put it simply, an ethical hacker is a pro who gets hired to, well, break into a company's systems. They're looking for all the weak spots, all the cracks in the armor, before the actual bad guys can find them. You can think of them as the ultimate stress test for a company's security. And you can really see the difference right here. On one side, you've got your criminal hacker, the classic black hat. Their goal? Chaos, stealing stuff, causing damage, no permission, obviously. But then you have the ethical hacker, the white hat. Their goal is the complete opposite, defense. They have to learn to think just like an attacker to figure out how to protect everyone. All right, so you're thinking, this sounds cool, I'm in. Awesome, but hold on. Before you even think about touching any fancy hacking tools, you've got to build the foundation. And these three pillars, they are totally non-negotiable. Let's run through them. First up, computer basics. I mean, really understanding how operating systems work, how files are stored, all that good stuff. Then, number two, networking. You've got to get how the internet actually talks to itself. Protocols like TCP/IP and DNS, which is kind of like the internet's giant address book. And finally, Linux. Seriously, almost all the powerful hacking tools run on Linux, so getting comfortable with that command line is an absolute must. Okay, so once you've got that solid foundation poured, now it's time to start building the house. This is where we get into the fun stuff, the specific skills and tools that every hacker needs in their arsenal. So you'll dig into security theory, like the CIA triad. And no, not that CIA. We're talking confidentiality, keeping secrets secret, integrity, making sure nothing's been messed with, and availability, making sure you can actually get to your data. Then you start learning to hunt for the classic bugs, the ones attackers love, like SQL injection or cross-site script. And here they are, the tools of the trade. You've got Nmap, which is like your digital scout for mapping out a network. Burp Suite for peeking into web traffic. Metasploit, which is like a Swiss Army knife of prepackaged attacks. And Wireshark for getting super deep into the data itself. These are the workhorses, for sure. But I need you to listen to this, because it's maybe the most important thing I'll say today. The tools are just tools. Anybody can learn to push a button. A real pro, a real ethical hacker, understands what's happening under the hood. That knowledge is what separates the wannabes from the true professionals. And a huge piece of that under-the-hood knowledge is coding. Look, you don't have to be some superstar developer, but you absolutely have to be able to read and write some code. Python is king for making your life easier with automation. Bash scripting is your best friend in the Linux world. And if you're going to touch anything web-related, you just have to know JavaScript. All right, you've read the books, you know the theory, you've played with the tools. Now what? Well, now you got to prove it. It's time to step into the proving ground, where you take all that knowledge and actually apply it, legally and effectively. I'm going to say this again, just to be crystal clear, because it is the absolute golden rule. You never, and I mean ever, practice on a live system that you don't have explicit written permission to touch. Don't do it. It's illegal, and it will kill your career before it even gets off the ground. Period. So where do you go to get your hands dirty? The good news is there are some incredible, totally legal playgrounds built just for this. We're talking about sites like TryHackMe, Hack the Box, and Over the Wire. Think of them as digital gyms where you can build your hacking muscles on machines that are meant to be broken into. This is where the real learning happens. Okay, let's talk about certifications. Do they magically make you a hacker? Nope, your skills do. But let's be real. In the corporate world, certifications are how you get your foot in the door. They're the piece of paper that tells a hiring manager, hey, this person knows their stuff. It gets your resume to the top of the pile. And there are a few big ones you'll see everywhere. The Certified Ethical Hacker, or CEH, is really well known. CompTIA Security Plus is a fantastic entry point. And then there's the OSCP. It's legendary for being tough as nails, but if you earn it, everyone in the industry knows you are the real deal. So you've done it. You built the foundation, you learned the tools, you practiced like crazy. Maybe you even snagged a certification. So what's the payoff? This is where your new career as a digital guardian really takes off. And that's the cool part. These skills open up so many doors. You could be a classic penetration tester, where your whole job is to find a way in. Or maybe a SOC analyst, on the front lines defending the network 24/7. You could be a security engineer, actually building the defenses. Or even a bug bounty hunter, a modern-day freelancer, getting paid for every bug you find in report. And that brings us right back to where we started. It's all about changing how you see the role. Ethical hackers aren't the criminals. They are the good guys who have to understand the bad guys' methods to keep everyone safe. They're the guardians of our digital world. So the roadmap is right here in front of you. It's not easy. It takes real work and dedication. But the journey can start right now. So the only real question is, are you ready to become a guardian?